we made a plan to sit down and review our 2024.
We did.
And because it was such a transformative year for us both.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for many women, it probably has been. Okay, our journey together. Let's talk about it.
I think for one of the pivotal moments for me was when we did that breathwork class.
Oh my God. That was the biggest for me.
When I did that breathwork class, I fully surrendered to that whole experience. And I remember in that experience, like having stuff come up of like ancestral stuff come up for me. Where I was like seeing things for what they really were in my life, the challenges, everything that I've gone through. And it was like seeing the truth, but like at a way deeper level than I could have ever imagined. And seeing that and releasing it and letting it was like such an emotional release. And I think after that was so pivotal for me, Cher, because it was like it helped me to honestly embrace who the fuck I am. It's the best way I can describe it. I let go of so much baggage and stuff that I was holding on to for so many years. Honestly, you know what? 2024 was the closing of an era, not just a chapter.
It was an era.
Not just a couple of years worth. It was like an era of like over a decade of patterns, beliefs, behaviors that I closed the book on for 2024. So it happened in like chapters, like, you know what I mean?
I'm just feeling everything you're feeling because you and I were lying on the ground at the same time doing this breathwork class. And I kept repeating this to you all year. And I was like, that breathwork class changed my entire year. I'm not lying. That breathwork class changed my year because I went in there. I feel like both of us went in there with the intention of letting shit go. Oh,
we went in, we're like, how it happened, how we even,
how it happened. Let's talk about how it happened. She just happened to come down to St. John and visit. So the day before you came down, I had lunch with someone that I knew, and it was regarding a totally different matter. It was for business. And she said to me, I did this breathwork class. I don't know how the topic came up. She said, I did this breathwork class and it was amazing. I felt so amazing. And I felt like I needed to do it because I felt like I wanted something to release whatever was going on in my body at the time. Right?
Yeah.
And I said to her, okay, give me the name. And she gave it to me. And I remember you said you were coming down. And for whatever reason, I was like, let me reach out to this girl and see if she has 2 spots available for tomorrow. And it was a day away.
But it was booked up.
And she said, nope, we're booked. And I said, nope, you're not. Right? So guess what I did? I said, universe, if it's meant to be for us, it will be for us. I let it go. Yeah. I said, take it, but I feel this in my heart that it's meant for us. I just feel it.
And then
I let it go. I let it go. And then the next day you came over.
And then she had mentioned she wanted to get tarot cards.
Oh yeah. I said, let's go get tarot cards. So we went to Indigo.
Yeah.
We got tarot cards.
Yeah. It was like, what time was it when we went to Indigo? Like around 6 o'clock?
Yeah. And we went to buy the tarot cards and we looked for tarot cards and our numbers of mine came up to $33, which is 33 was my number and 37 was your number. Yours came up to $37. So we thought that was a sign. And then we said, okay, let's go to Starbucks. Let's go to Starbucks and read our new cards because we had no idea how to read cards at that point. We're like, let's go read cards. So we get to Starbucks and we're like, all right, let's get these coffees. And I go to pay for my coffee. I open my phone and I'm going to pay for the coffee. And I open it up and it says, you have one email. And I go and check the email. And it says, hey, Sherry, I know it's late, but like we have 2 spots available for the breathwork class. Do you and your friend want to come? And we're 20 minutes away. And it was from like class starting. Yeah. And I'm like, yes, we're coming. We have no clothes. We have no towel. We have no water bottle.
I had blankets. I had blankets in the back of my trunk.
You had all this stuff in your trunk.
I had stuff in
So we get there and she's like, welcome. And we're like, all right, we're meant to be here, obviously. So we get there and we're lying down and this drum music and this I don't know what to expect.
Right?
Yeah. We don't know what to expect.
We're like,
is this going to be like a breath work where you just learn to breathe or what? I have no idea.
Ordeal. But it was amazing. It was amazing.
It was almost like you're hyperventilating to the point where your nervous system gets I don't know what.
It was
but my body was hurting for a point. I don't know if yours
was uncomfortable in the beginning.
It was uncomfortable.
But she said that. She warned us.
She
and
did.
She was like, you can keep going, but if you get to that point where you're
But we were
super
invested.
uncomfortable-
Like 2 people dying, crying next to each other.
But you know what? It's like the best way I can describe it was like almost like going and doing psychedelics without doing psychedelics.
Yeah.
That's the kind of like
Did
journey.
you go in to release anything specific?
I did.
What?
I did. I was going in to like release basically like baggage, heartache, like a lot of just like relationship stuff. Like I was going in it to releasing a lot of like that kind of stuff, right? And the thing that happened for me, it actually helped me to see how much I have like suppressed my voice and my like taking up space in this world. And it showed me like is weird because like you see things, you puts you like almost in like this meditative like state where you see and you feel things. And what I was seeing and feeling was like a lineage of women in my bloodline of just being suppressed and having their power taken away from them and not speaking their truth. And that's literally how I've lived most of my life. Yeah. And I think like after that, it's this year, like 2024 was literally like a year of me like taking up space, owning my truth, speaking my truth, and showing up like empowered versus disempowered. Yeah, it was so intense. Like I feel like that was such a catalyst of like letting go of so many things.
Do you know what I was letting go of? Or what I went in with the intention of letting go of?
What did you go into?
It was the opposite. Like it wasn't even what I went in to let go of that I let go of.
But what did you go in to let go of?
I went in to let go of the need for validation.
Shut up.
Shut up. Right? So I went into let go.
This is the first time that I'm hearing this.
Yeah.
The need of having validation, and yet what has this year been mainly of?
Okay. But I didn't think it was working for that at the time. So when I went in to do the release of validation, like I thought I needed validation all the time to be seen all the time. And especially in my job, being on social media and stuff, I always needed that validation.
Yeah.
And I told you this so many times. I was like, I just feel like I'm not me when I seek this validation.
You honestly did. It was like night and day for you this year in terms of like letting that go, that need of validation, showing up on social media, having to like be in the like front and center and not being like kind of like forgotten or whatever. But like I feel like you changed so much.
But you know what happened during that whole ordeal though? The whole breathwork class.
Tell me.
That validation came from my childhood. So all of the things in my childhood came up in the breathwork class, which made me cry so much that I released a lot of that pain. And that validation slowly left my body over the course of 2024. So that breathwork class, I believe, was a pivotal moment that I released so much stuff.
The thing is that when we are doing these sort of like sacred modalities, the thing is like we're addressing the stuck emotions, the stuck things that are left with us for years and years and years.
The old stories, though, that you think are not related.
But they live within the emotion, and those emotions get stuck within us, right? So that breathwork class helped facilitate bringing up the emotion, bringing up the feeling, bringing up the memories, bringing up whatever it was that was tied to those core feelings and emotions and beliefs. Like it's like a bunch of like entanglement of things, right? And when we go through that, it allows it to come up. And when you release it, you don't have to bring it with you anymore. But because it's been part of us and part of our DNA for so many years, it also takes a little bit of time for like your physical body to catch up with that new energetic state, right? So that's why like breath work, meditation,
it goes to the
hypnotherapy,
root, right?
Reiki, all those things are so powerful because it's like the energetic type of work, like you said, goes to the root.
It's the root of the problem. So if you feel like you need validation or you're not seen, you're not heard, you're not, good enough, your self-esteem is low, your confidence is low, your relationships suck, your patterns, are a pattern, then there's usually something deep in the root, right?
Yeah.
So those roots come from our past or ancestral, those things that have created those things to happen. So we have to go back to those things. So that's what the breathwork class did for me. It's like it forced me to go back to my root and to pull them out and to like throw them out.
It was like a Reiki thing.
It was freaking amazing. I'm gonna pull my shit out. Yeah. It's literally energy, right?
It is.
Because we get stuck energy here. And remember after that class, I told you, after she told us to move our hands or to like let go or whatever, I started feeling this ball of energy, like this big in my hands. And I could feel literal energy in my hands. I could feel a ball. I was playing with it. It was like so, I would move it around my body. I was like, holy crap. Like, this is so powerful. And I think that if you take breathwork seriously, or you take, I don't know, what do you call that one? Psychedelics. If you do all of those things, whatever works for you, if you can get to the root of your problem, that the belief, the root of that trauma, and you pull that shit out, everything attached to that is going to leave as well. And so I no longer feel like I need validation from anyone, not even my family, not even people that I once looked up to that I wanted to people please. I don't feel that way anymore. And yeah, sure, there's little moments of like, triggers. You're like, remember, I need to please this person. But then I remember who I am. And I'm like, I do not need that.
Right.
So it's like learning in the process of like doing and like creating a new set of rules or a new set of like stories.
Yeah. Because exactly. You leave room for the new story to take shape. So 2025 is going to be an amazing year. I'm so excited. I can't wait. And I'm so excited the fact that like we get to build something that we have felt so strongly called toward for so long. We get to bring both of our energy, both of our magic, both of our power, all of it together to building something together. I love you. All right. So we are happy. Bye, soul sisters.